Hello guys and gals, my name is Tensley845 and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. I don't know why, but it's sort of ingrained in me at this point, despite the fact that it's been over a year that I've played it on the channel. But for some reason, I still have the instinct to say, "This is Tensley845 and welcome back to Attack on Titan Wings of Freedom." I don't know why. It's been over a year since I played it on the channel. I say on the channel because I play it a lot in my spare time. Well, not a lot, but I play a lot until I get bored with it. Anyway, here we go. Yes, please. Oh yeah, quick thing. I tooled around with the settings a bit, so everything might sound different than it did before. It might sound the same though. And I removed the mouse effect that was going on there. If you guys notice any problems with it, please tell me and I'll do my best to fix it. February 23rd, 9:34 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright? Frankly, there's still a lot of gray areas. Or rather, the whole thing is one big gray area. Don't worry about me, no matter what the outcome. I'm ready to accept my fate. I believe in you, sis. Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. Yes? A defense attorney should never believe their client. The defendant is called to trial because they are suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that. Miss Sky, you remind me a lot of Mia. Especially the facial appearance. Actually, I don't know if my mouth shows up in these recordings. Let me check something. Okay, no, it doesn't. Okay. I went back to the video I recorded yesterday. It's not up by now, but it should be by the time I'm done with episode 3 of this. You remind me a lot of Mia. But there is one decisive difference between you and her. And that is, you're not a defense attorney. I believe it's almost time for the trial. Good luck, Mr. Wright. Well, to be fair, the morals in this game, there's a distinct difference between a defense attorney and a prosecuting attorney. One must believe that the suspect at hand, in this universe at least, one must believe, the prosecuting attorney must believe that the suspect at hand is the one that did it. There are some exceptions to that, of course, like Edgeworth back in case 3 there. And usually Phoenix, at the very least from what I've noticed in the first game, you believe in your client. Give them the benefit of the doubt and try to prove their innocence and possibly find the actual killer. Sorry, I don't try to run these things out for a long time. Besides, these trials normally take a long time anyway. Good luck, Mr. Wright. Not sponsored, by the way. My first trial without a Faye helping me. Oh, is that why he did it? Okay. Like I said, it's been a while since I've seen the Let's Play. No one's gonna bail me out this time. I'll be alone in that. So I have to discover the truth all by myself. Let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way. February 23rd, 10 a.m. District Court, Courtroom number 3. Did I just say 3? Courtroom number 9. I rewatched some of my old videos. Did I do a voice for him? Damn it, what was it? Hold on. Apparently I did. I did go back to watch my previous video. Court is now in... No, I can no longer do that with a straight face. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Edgeworth. It's been 2 months, but I haven't been in a trial. I haven't been in a courtroom since his trial. I hope that personal feelings will not be a part of the proceedings today, Mr. Wright. I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. The judgment is to be made here. The judgment to be made here is in our hands, not those of anyone else. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office lot. Wow. He's much more forceful in person. You did not notice this yesterday? I suddenly feel like confessing to everything. However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. There was a witness to her crime. A professional witness. Well then, call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls its first witness, Miss Angel Starr, to the stand. The Cawthorn Queen? Haven't I seen you somewhere? You're the caviar lunch, right? Oh, caviar! I've never eaten caviar before. Neither have I. The judge is really wolfing it down. And... and for you, I have a Fiesta Bowl. Thanks. Will the witness state her name and profession? And you, sir. Did you order the fingerprint box? Lunchbox? What? It is too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please. Well, Your Honor, how does it taste? So this is why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty it hurts. I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca. Tapioca? I forget what that is. What the heck does pickled tapioca taste like? Name, profession, now! I don't know if I ever mentioned it before, but I'm not doing voices for this. My video stopped. I got interrupted. Sorry. Anyway, I'm not doing voices for this, but I will try to match the tone they would say this in. Name, profession, now. Me? The name is Angel Star. Don't go forgetting it. I find myself running Lunchland these days. Is that what you want to... Is that what you want me to say, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes! Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us. Prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating. Hurry it up! Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime. Your Honor, as Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional. Huh? What exactly does that mean? Until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Star was a special investigator with the police. She was a first-rate homicide detective. What? Miss Star was a detective? I know who you are. Cough up Queen Angel Star, Your Honor. Long time no see. Very well. You may continue with the description, Miss Star. Just who is this lady? They just told you. If I might have the court's attention over here. Over here. Ugh. Oh. The parking lot at the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. A block is for the prosecutor office personnel. B block is for visitors and clients. A chain divider separates the 2 blocks. I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up prosecutor spaces, yes? The crime took place by a car in the back of A block, in the car's trunk. The killer stabbed the victim with this knife and went to drive the body out. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness, and an arrest was made on the spot. And who was this valiant witness? Why, it was me, Your Honor. Parking lot floor plans added to the court record. Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime? Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor. It seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Well, Mr. Wright, I can't agree on principle, Your Honor. It seems that poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. Okay, I somewhat understand some people not knowing Phoenix's whole, shtick, where so far he's undefeated. But come on, with this, anyway, I won each trial despite the fact that there were not good odds in my favor. That the odds were not in my favor, that's what I meant. Right. It seems that poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining? If you can, then give them your worst, Miss Star. Wait, are they talking about me? It would appear so, Phoenix. Witness's account. Somehow, I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend. When I sensed something. Perhaps it was my finely honed detective intuition at work. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. Garish? The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Bringing the lunchbox to your boyfriend. How touching. As you can see, there is no room for doubt. The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman. So, how does it feel to be so utterly crushed? I don't know. I don't know. People have crushed me, been trying to crush me for months at this point. I'm still thinking about that. It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. Hold on. That sounds familiar. I've heard it be used before. Oh, 'tis but a flesh wound. Romeo and Juliet. Right. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. Witness's account. Hold on. Why does that not work? Right then, sorry about that. Okay, witness's account. Somehow I always knew a day like this would come. How did you know? I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime. But their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy. The lunch lady's uninformed opinion is duly noted. Given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence for them, given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim, killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that. Mister, do you have something personal against prosecutors? I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one. If I hadn't. Laid off. She was fired. Yeah. I'm gonna go check something. I was told to go watch my little brother. That's kind of why I stopped the recording there for a second. Bye. There we go. Yeah, technically. To me, prosecutors are nothing more than words. That said, I am a pro, as you know. My testimony is unbiased and flawless. Very well. You may continue, Mr. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend. This boyfriend, he's a detective? Not that boyfriend, the security guard. Not that boyfriend, the security guard. That boyfriend? You have several? Yes, this boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend. Get a joy? But yet another boyfriend position is still open for applicants. I'll stick with the lunches, thanks. Note to self, the judge had to think before replying. The security guard's room is in the lot, in A block. It's up on the second level, so you can see everything from there. That'll be the room with the security sign. I hear something in the background. I'm gonna go check on that. Okay, it was nothing. It was just my stepmother coming in the house. Okay, that'll be the room with the security sign. Incidentally, did you bring your lunch boxes by car? Since I'm a visitor now, I parked in B block. So she was in B block when she witnessed the crime. Oh yeah, I kinda wish they would do that cross thing that you normally see in the Phoenix Wright games. Well, in the older versions. I also want the exclamation points. Not whatever that is in the top right corner. And I sensed something. Perhaps it was my finely honed detective's intuition at work. You sensed something? So you're saying you had a premonition of the murder? It felt like... How would you say... Oh yes. It was like the feeling you get... What? It was like the feeling you get when you view a pumpkin chock full of seeds. I have no idea what that means. Join the club. Speaking of a detective's intuition... Hold on. Apologies, as my dad puts it, I got invaded by my little sister. Wasn't the victim Mr. Bruce Goodman also a detective? Yes, well, he was like a young cheese. A young cheese? A pale white cheese, not yet tangy with experience on the streets. A greenhorn. A novice. Huh, then I must be hard, yellowed, and sharp as a tack. Yeah, with the order of an old cheese to match. Oh, that's just rude. In any case, there in the back, there in the lot, I felt something stirring in the back of my mind. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. By garish car, you mean Mr. Edgeworth's car? Yes. Mr. Edgeworth's? Incidentally, the knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's. Wasn't it? Indeed it was. What an odd case this is. And the person you saw, you are sure it was the defendant. I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. Then, who cares? I am certain it was her. If she's telling the truth, we're doomed. But let's just do what we can. Even when we don't have any proof, we can always nitpick. Witness, in your testimony you clearly stated the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than words. Ergo, you are biased witness. I sense an objection coming. 3, 2, 1. You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie. I'm a rookie? Yes, I've only been in 4 cases, but I do have some experience. And I beat someone with more experience than I did. 3 times over. I'm not counting Winston Payne because he was more or less a pushover when it comes to prosecutors. Huh? Rookie? Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me. fly you like a fritter. Crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside. That was inspiring. How? I believe I've heard that tagline elsewhere. You could cry plagiarism? I may be relegated to the lowly post of lunch lady, but my instincts are honed. A photograph. You took this? The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snap, I took a picture. In fact, one of my lunchboxes is rigged with a camera. I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck. Witness, why am I only seeing this photograph just now? You think I'd show it to you, a prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works in the photography division of criminal affairs. Well, this is most certainly the defendant. Uh-oh, that is unmistakably Lana Sky. So, what was the defendant doing at the time? The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Tell me more about this knife that the suspect was carrying. Well, I'd say that the blade was about 4 inches long. Is that right, Mr. Edgeworth? It is your knife, after all. Yes, that's about right. Prosecutors are by nature well-versed in the location of a man's vital organs. I'm sure it was easier than pulling an egg for my egg salad surprise set. You can't testify as to her ability to kill an egg. I mean a person. Perhaps a chicken salad set would have been a better metaphor. So the defendant was holding a knife. What then? Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Lumen's chest. Tell the court why you didn't try to stop this crime. Why a fence? You did see her raise the knife to strike, no? The defense has a point. Unfortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late. Too late. Yes, the next moment. The chief prosecutor brought down the murder weapon. I see. It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it. You said that before. Anything else? Scientifically speaking, Miss Starr's testimony is flawless. Sounds pretty fatal to me. What do we do? Is this it? Is my sister guilty? Let's just keep our heads cool and trust the witness a bit, shall we? For some reason, having her panicking next to me makes me calmer. But don't smile like that. Pretty sure that was Emma. Excuse me. Ugh. I've been mulling this over. Oh. Oh. Duh. Okay, she, was holding a knife in her right hand. There's no... Objection! Oh good, the music stopped. And you witnessed this? You saw Miss Sky stab the victim with the knife. As I've already said, yes. I swear it on my finest salmon swirl lunch. I'm sure that is a fine lunch. But, isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. This is the photo you took at the very moment of the crime, is it not? Then why is Miss Sky not holding a knife? Ahem. Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Objection. That had to be the weakest objection ever, Edgeworth. Yet it was still stronger than your ever feeble mind, Mr. Wright. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. This was taken the moment after the stabbing. And how can you tell that? Blood splatter. Yeah, that is a very good point. Huh? See the dark crimson stains on the chief prosecutor's coat? But it's a black and white photograph. Ah, yes. It's hard to tell, but this could be blood. Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. No problem except you. Mr. Wright, are you going to just sit there and take... Are you just gonna sit there and take that kind of abuse? Ugh. You got a better idea? I feel fucked over. Let me think about this. I'm gonna pause it, and if I have anything I think that's good to say, I'll unpause it, okay? This might shoot me in the foot, but I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Because normally the game admonishes me for not objecting, forcing me to do it anyway. I do remember that from case 4. Wait, that contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime. Oh, right! Okay, from now on, when in doubt, object. Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies. That's it? If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go. Good advice. I'm not sure I understood it, but good advice. I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Sky was cold, calculating like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder. Objection! Premeditated? How do you know? Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in that photograph. Yeah, she's wearing gloves. Wait, are those gloves? Yeah, I noticed that earlier. When I checked the knife, it said it had no fingerprints. Then I went to check the picture to see if she had been wearing gloves. Surgical gloves, made of thin rubber most likely. Why would she have those on? If it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves. Wow! Those gloves do seem to be to tell of premeditation. Premeditated murder is serious offense. Witness, add this to your testimony. The murder was planned, the rubber gloves prove it. What if she was just in the habit of wearing gloves, like driving gloves? Objection. Yeah, even I object to that. The gloves were admitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested. They were rubber gloves of the kind used for autopsies. In other words, when the chief prosecutor came to the crime scene, she came to do murder. It's the only possible conclusion one can make. Everything was planned. It was a premeditated crime. Ah! Impressive. I'm sorry they took you off the force, Mr. This is bad. She's got them thinking this was all planned. If she can prove this claim, the trial's already over. I've got to think of a way to show that this wasn't premeditated. It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it. You said that before. Anything else? Stop. Yeah, because she reminds you of Maya. Ah, shit. Oh, I forgot I can use my keyboard. And I'm referring to going ahead in this text. I can see the escape B and C there. Why is this not P? Hold on. I can't do that. Yeah. Damn it. Why are neither of these P? Shit. Shit. I had none of his finger points on it. Okay, for more I thought I presented it. Damn it. it was planned, then why would you use a knife that was in your... You didn't know a knife was there, did you? Hold on. Okay, yeah, I checked a walkthrough. That's it. You had my thoughts, right? You had my thoughts. You had what I said. Witness, do you know what this is? Are you trying to test me? I sell lunch boxes for a living, you know. That's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk. Indeed, it is my knife. Hold on. What's this case? The bloody metal weapon. But, Oblong, to the defendant is the chief prosecutor of the district, right? You saw all that. Hold on. I think a kid said, "Mommy, all prosecutors bad people." The defense has a request. We ask that the witness provide an accurate testimony. What's that, Rookie? In your testimony, you stated that Lana Skye planned this murder. And that's why she was wearing those special gloves. Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning. However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing, the murder weapon? Oh. The knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to plan a murder, don't forget the weapon. I saw that. Order, order, order. Great, now the tide is turning in our favor. Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister's as good as free. No, she is not. And Edgeworth is as confident as ever. Right? I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie. What? I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned. Not over such a trifling detail. But this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory. Bah! The prosecution could care less if it was premeditated or not. Yeah, that's a very good point. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. The defendant, Lana Skye, murdered a detective with a knife. That is the only thing the prosecution need prove, nothing else. Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now. But you know as well as I do that she planned on killing him. It was planned. If it wasn't, why would she have been wearing... Did my game glitch out? I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again. Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought. How dare you? My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated. Really now? Lana Skye intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again. Okay, and already I spot an objection. Because note what it said in the autopsy report. The victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office. It does sound a lot like premeditation, doesn't it? So if I ordered a pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy? In any case, the defense may now cross-examine the witness. Angel's deduction. said that, but you haven't told us how you know. That's what I'm about to tell you, rookie. I believe what she just said was a mere prelude to the story she's about to tell. Try not to interrupt her again. Piss off, Judge. Rookie. Never interrupt the storyteller. It's like pulling a bun out of the oven half-baked. Something's half-baked here, alright? It's you. Try not to confuse the defense witness. They're not very quick on their feet. And yet I beat your mentor. Now, why did you believe the suspect had intentions to murder the victim? Her actions speak for themselves. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. You have no proof that Miss Guy called her that. You have no proof that she didn't. Mr. Edgeworth, thoughts? There's no record of a call made on the defendant, Miss Lana Guy's phone. She might have written him a letter. Come on, you could have at least tried public phone. You could have tried public phone first, at least. In any case, the victim came to the prosecutor's office where he was murdered. I'm sure he had a reason to be there. Witness, why do you think it was the suspect who had summoned the victim that day? I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. What kind of grudge? Well, I wouldn't know that. Of course you don't. But because she didn't have a grudge. Dumbass. Rookie. I have a lunchbox here. Now, what's inside? How am I supposed to know? See, we agree there is a lunchbox in here, but we don't know what's inside. A person's life is like a lunchbox of pretzels, don't you agree? I get it. That's why my lunch was so salty. This judge isn't very good with metaphors. The suspect had a grudge against Detective Goodman. Will you tell us your basis for thinking this? It's simple. A human machine to plunge the knife in again and again. A human machine, that's a concept. Please. Can't you find fault with something of substance, Mr. Wright? Note to self, Mr. Edgeworth's size smell like citrus fruit. How can you tell from over here? Oh, you say again and again. How many times did she stab him exactly? We often say chop into 1,000 pieces, but we don't actually mean 1,000 pieces. What difference does it make if the deed is done? How come she's getting mad at me? Let's just say she stabbed him several times and leave it at that. Leave it at that? This is a murder case, people. Mr. Wright, you should speak up if you have an objection, no. I do! Mr. has turned out to be the short temper as she looked when we met her. Challenging her abilities as a detective really set her off. The short wick burns out the fastest. That's a scientific fact. I wonder, would it depend on the size of the candle? I mean, add more wax and even a really short wick will burn longer. Obviously, more scientific testing is required. I'm gonna try something here.
Objection!
It's more of an oxymoron. Yeah, I know, people. I'm just checking to see something. Because I pointed it out immediately with the autopsy report here. I mean, look. Look, it says a single stab wound.
Objection!
You say she stabbed him again and again, but you couldn't have witnessed that. Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With my moth surprise. I'm afraid the moth is growing under our feet as we wait, Mr. Oh. What do you mean? I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. The autopsy report states that death was due to loss of blood from one stab wound. Ah, you're right. Good show, Mr. Edgeworth. That was mine! What a hunk. He's my hero, really. What about my objection? No one noticed? Well, witness, you got the crime scene set, right? Oh, thanks. I always believed that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood. But now I realize that such mistakes are possible. So, you're saying you mistook something for blood? When she lifted her knife, I thought I saw blood at her breast. Splattered blood from her victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice. Then tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. Testify. Oh, I didn't read it, sorry. A red muffler? Yes, like a scar. The chief prosecutor always wears one around her neck. So she can be easily hanged at a moment's notice, I suppose. She's right. This guy was wearing a red scarf, wasn't she? But wait, isn't it odd that you mistook that for splattered blood? Well, people often mistake my beard for a bib. A judge with a bib. That's why this face feels so much like kindergarten sometimes. Actually, I do think I saw some traces of blood on her chest. However, the autopsy report is clear on this matter. There was only one knife wound. Apparently, Miss Dyer isn't entirely sure of her own testimony. Mr. Wright, this is our chance. Chance for what, I wonder? Miss Dyer has turned out to be a... Her red muffler looked like blood to me. That's how ghastly the whole scene was. Hold on now. I just noticed that.
Objection!
She wasn't wearing her scarf in that! Miss Scott, I demand an explanation. The witness is clearly not suited for detective work. But what? The suspect was not wearing a scarf or a muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. Stop stealing my objections, damn it! And you've proven it you've proved it yourself with this photograph. Huh? But that can't be. Only a professional lunch lady could be so utterly clueless. Congratulations. Perhaps you've finally found your true calling in life. Harsh words, but good. And yet Mr. Edgeworth prevails. What was my objection? Chopped liver? But it was there, a scarf. No, not that, but something red, really. Well now, where were we? The witness has given us an entertaining interlude, but back to business. What? Very well, witness, continue your testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that. Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least. Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony. Ow. The most important part, the part where your sister stabs the victim. This next testimony might be the moment of truth. Apprehending the suspect. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side. I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. Ah yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. The chief prosecutor made to escape, but against Angel style resistance is futile. Oh, whatever the hell you like to pronounce it. You are quite determined about this scarf, aren't you? Well, yes, but there's also the muffler of a car. I will strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. You're aware that's a snake, right? That's me, Angel Star. That wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra is a kind of snake. Don't bother me with details unless you want to get bitten. No thanks. No thanks. Note to self, Mr. Wright is weak against poisonous snake bites. Who isn't? The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. An oil drum, had to imagine. Oh, she's beautiful, but deadly. Predator, this one. A leopard woman. Wow! Very well, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination, if you will. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side. So where's this partition on the floor plans? I'm sure she means this wall next to the car. Thank you, Edgeworth. That's right. There was a wall there, about 6 feet high. She was obviously trying to hide herself. Quite a natural thing for a criminal to do. And what did you do then? Carter explained her rights to her and arrested her. Oh, shit. And arrested her on the spot. You say quickly. Were you close to the suspect? As I just said, I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time. Maybe I should press her for more details. I'd like to see this on the floor plans just to be safe. The Lunchland car was... She was a visitor, thus she was parked in B block. So you witnessed the murder from... here. Here then. That'll make it about 30 feet from the car. Yes. Is that correct, Miss Starr? Yes, that's right. But there was a chain link fence in front of you? I went over it, of course. Amazing, the Cough Queen, legendary athlete indeed. It would have taken her a little time to climb over the fence, so she couldn't have gone to my sister that fast. Yeah, that fence was about 9 feet high, too. So how did Miss Guy not get away? She wanted to be caught! That's it! Oh yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. She mentioned the muffler? What exactly did she say? If I remembered exactly, I would have told you in my testimony. Cheeky. Anyway, all I had her was say the word muffler. Just that one word? So, what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but to someone else. Yes, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone. A phone? She can't mean. By phone, you mean this cell phone discovered at the scene, at the crime scene. Yes, ultimately. Ultimately. My memory... It's like a salmon, heading upstream, you see. No, the court doesn't see Miss Star. The chief prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall. On the wall? That's right. That's right, near the car, where there was an emergency phone on the wall. Apparently it was out of order. And so she used her cell phone. Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day. Good witnessing, Witness. Good witnessing? Whatever happened to good testifying? You should of course add this to your testimony. The things I do to please this rookie defense attorney. Okay. Well, there goes that whole line. Do you think you could restate your testimony for the court? I was gonna ask the same thing. I only say this one time. So listen close, rookies. The chief prosecutor stabbed the victim and ran behind the partition. Then she picked up the emergency phone on the wall, but it was out of order. So she pulled her own cell phone out of her pocket. And during that time, you climbed over the chain link fence. Okay, understand why he did that, but this angle just makes you look like a complete bitch. Yes, I understand she was completely in the right, but it just makes her look like a bitch. Then when I boldly grabbed her, the chief prosecutor hung up her phone. And you saw her doing this. What is it, Mr. Wright? Chief prosecutor made to escape, but against Angel Star resistance. She made to escape. Can you be more specific? She brushed aside my hand and ran. It was a terrible sight to see, like a dog of lad on a pate of foie gras. Huh? She even kicked over an oil drum at me. An oil drum. There was an oil drum lying on the side of the scene of the crime. But it's strange. What's that? If she wanted to escape, why didn't she run the other way? The parking lot entrance. That's right. It doesn't make any sense that she would run from behind the partition to the oil drums. Excellent, more mysteries. I wish we could solve a few before finding more, though. So, Miss Guy tried to run. I'm sorry my sister is so suspicious, Mr. Wright. Not as sorry as I am. But she didn't do it. You have to believe me. Yeah, I believe you. only stay one time. This is the second time. Hold on, I need to use the bathroom. Sorry about that. Oh, I feel like an idiot. What the hell? Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry. I forgot to... I forgot to save, and I had to go through all of this again. And going through all of it again, I realized what my mistake was. Saying, what the hell did I try to present the cell phone? I don't know, that was just out of pure embarrassment. Anyway, I noticed. Okay, she was, I guess you can't see it. I don't have my mouse on screen. Anyway, she was to the right, near the top, and she said the prosecutor ran to the left, near the top. There's a wall in the way. Present that bitch.
Objection!
Mister, I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against me.
Objection!
Not a Sky. The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias. Well, who would have thought that you would be my knight in shining armor, prosecutor? Who, together with the chief prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago. Well, mister, this is a fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this? I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me, and I'll make you cough it all up. Ahem. Let's look at the floor plans. You said you witnessed the crime from this point. However, if that's true, you couldn't possibly have seen Miss Sky making that phone call. I believe you see what I'm getting at. That emergency phone was on the back side of this partition. If indeed you were in B block, you couldn't have seen it. I love that music. I'm not saying what it just said. Order, order! What is the meaning of this? It's simple, Your Honor. She's not coughing up lunch, she's coughing up lies. Ugh. That's quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you will allow me to question? Tell us exactly what lie this witness has told the court. Here's where the counter attack begins. I can't afford to get this wrong. The witness lied about... Oh, fuck. Let me think about this for a second. What she saw. What she saw was... 31, 36, 33, 29, 16, 30, 24. I don't know why I did that. You can see that thing in the upper right, right? I see, I hadn't thought of that. That took the wind off the sails. Mr. Wright. Fuck. Sorry about that, got it wrong. Fuck you, game. Fuck you. Crying out loud, this game is pissing me off. Sorry. Okay, I picked where she saw it. Sorry about doing that. It's just... this game pisses me off sometimes. This guy tried to use the emergency phone, but it was out of order. What is significant about this fact? Nothing. Therefore, it would be pointless for Miss Star to lie about it. Pointless to lie, I see. But say the witness did actually see Miss Sky using the emergency phone. It would mean Miss Sky witnessed the crime from a different location.
Objection!
Oh, that makes much more sense. A different location. Now that's a pointless lie if I ever heard it. Before you call my lie pointless, at least let me tell it. Let me ask a question to our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness when she saw the crime? All the testimony we've heard until now points in one direction. The place from which Sky witnessed was here. Oh, right here. Security room. She could have seen it. Wait, no. Not from here. I'll reload my save.
Take that!
Oh, thank God. This is the only place where she could have been. The security guard room? Indeed, the security room is in the underground parking lot is well positioned. It's built on the second floor so you can see the entire lot. She would have been able to see the emergency phone from there. But why there? There are many other places where she could have seen the phone. Not in this case, Your Honor. The witness not being part of the prosecutor's office couldn't park in A block. The only place where she could have seen the crime and the back of the partition is here. I remember in your testimony you said you brought a lunch to your boyfriend in the security guard room, yes? Well, mister? Yeah, but there's a problem with mine. How did she get that picture? How many years have I been getting the better of men? To think that the tables could be turned. Today, a man has got the better of Angel Star. I got that right? On the first try? That's a new one. Order! Witness. What have you done? You used to be a detective. You should know better. I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished. And I'll do what I must make sure justice prevails. The guilty... Is she talking about Miss Sky? Mr. Wright, doesn't this strike you as odd? Why did Miss Sky lie? It doesn't make sense. Huh? She could have just said she saw the crime from the security guard station. It wouldn't change anything. Exactly. This photograph tells all. It was the defendant who stabbed the victim. That truth still stands. It still stands. I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth. What? If a witness is found to be lying, they're guilty of perjury. She knows this. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason. So tell us what her reason was, Mr. Wright. Huh? Me? Who else? Mr. Wright, let's review what we know. Hold on. Mr. witnessed the crime from the security guard station. But she lied and said she saw it from B block. It must make a vital difference, but what? Will it change? She clearly took this through the gate. You can see the lines. It would change the angle of what she saw. But it would definitely change this. I mean, chest pain. I'll just reload. Oh, it was right. Why the angle at which she saw the crime occur would change. The angle? What do you mean? Well, the security guard station is on the second floor, and, she... Fuck you, then. Why would distance be changed? They look to be relatively the same. You know what? Just... Distance? Yes, I looked it up. Here. Oh. I punish myself each time I do that, okay? Why would the distance change? Seriously, I looked... It doesn't change... Oh, it does. This one is getting the better of me. It faked me out. It changes the distance between her and the scene of the crime.
Objection!
My condolences, Mr. Wright. But one look at the floor plans and it's quite clear. The distance between the scene of the crime and the guard station is 30 feet. I don't see how that would change what she could see.
Objection!
What she saw is not in question here. What matters is the time it would take her to reach the scene of the crime. Mister, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. I should have figured this out. Now, how long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Miss Sky? Well, witness, you... Yes? You ordered the squid reels, right? The quality of my lunches has gone from low to inedible. I was bringing a PB&J lunch with fresh boysenberry jam to my boyfriend. Boysenberry for the boyfriend. He wasn't in the station, so I waited. I witnessed the crime from the glass-walled station. And before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running towards the scene. But the door was locked. I couldn't open it. That's why I had to go through the visitors parking in B block. That's quite a detour. The judge said that, I know. It probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime. For 5 minutes? This changes things considerably. But it was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him. I know it. I have photographic evidence. I swear it. I swear it on my finest plastic spork. You have a point, and the spork is a wonderful invention. Would you like another caviar lunch? Absolutely. Uh-oh. Mr. Wright, you have to do something. Do I have any evidence to stop this? I did say earlier, when in doubt, object.
Objection!
5 minutes between witnessing the murder and the arrest. Think about it. You can make pasta in that amount of time. If you like it al dente. What is the point in this? I've got lunchboxes that tie pastas in the knots, rookie. A 5-minute blank. Isn't that strange? Strange? If you were a criminal, what would you do with that 5 minutes, Your Honor? Well, I guess I'd flee the scene. Hey! Just don't get the wrong idea. I didn't kill anyone. But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run. But this time was different. Miss Guy dawdled the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable. Yeah! Well then, it seems we've come to the end of this testimony. The witness has a grudge against the defendant and a blank in her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, is the next witness ready to go? Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history. We did it. We screwed that can shut, Mr. Wright. That was too close. I'm afraid that the cough-up queen has been dethroned. And with that, court is adjourned. Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered the squid reels, right? That's the one she tried to foist off on me. Foist? I prefer to not take the defense's team's the defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say? I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence. What was that? Is this another one of her trick lunchboxes? My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Mr. Ah. Did I skip something? Is this your jumbo lunchbox? Woohoo! A triple-decker. Out of deference to the witness's determination, I'll allow one more testimony. Let's hear about this decisive evidence. Like the Lunchland model says, you won't be disappointed. What's she gonna pull out of her lunchbox this time? Oh, for goodness sake. I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? 2 types of blood were found on this shoe. One was of course the victim's, and the other blood type matched that of the defendant, Miss Lana Sky. This shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence. What? There was blood found on that shoe? Try Lunchland for all your lunch and decisive evidence.
Objection!
Witness, what's the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence? Simple. As I've already said, I don't trust you as evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself. And you had blood tests performed? Didn't I mention? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics. In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence. What? You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. Rule 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, this shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. Edgeworth sure is celebrating. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, this shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensics department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty sullen. You could at least study some evidence law. Really. Don't insult me, I went to school. The prosecution's complaints notwithstanding, it appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. However, it seems you have yet another count against you, witness. Anything to ensure that the guilty are properly judged. Victim's shoe added to the court record. Very well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Decisive evidence. Son of a bitch! I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. Why did you lie about those 5 minutes? I guess you could say I just wanted people to look at the results. The results? How many times do I have to say this? I saw the chief prosecutor stab the victim before my very own eyes. Compared to that, a 5-minute blank means nothing. Then why didn't you just tell the truth? Don't make me laugh. We're dealing with the most untrustworthy, the vile lot known as prosecutors. Falsified evidence, arranged testimonies, erasing and manipulating evidence. When you fight monsters, you need to use every trick in the book. This, when the suspect isn't admitting she did it. But false testimony is the most despicable crime of all. Let's just get this over with. And you found this shoe at the scene of the crime? I detained the chief prosecutor and notified the police department. I wanted to make myself useful while I was waiting for the police to arrive. So, like an ill-trained pooch, you snuck off with a shoe. I was afraid someone would erase the chief prosecutor's crime. This shoe was my secret weapon if that should happen. See this fashionable basket I have here? It carries more than lunchboxes, gentlemen. I'm happy for you and your lunchbox bag, really. In any case, you removed valuable evidence from the scene of the crime. Now tell us what you did next. 2 types of blood were found on the shoe. One, of course, was the victim's. So you brought it to the forensics department. If you're going to submit something as evidence you need in court, you need a proof. To do that, evidence must be analyzed by a forensics expert. And she got away with a little coup because she used to be a detective. The shoe doesn't appear to have bloodstains on it. Well, the man was stabbed after all. Oh, it does appear. And that blood belonged to the victim, Detective Goodman. As I said, there are 2 types of blood found on the shoe. You can't say for sure the blood belonged to the defendant with a blood test. You claim to know something about... Oh, well, speak up. What? That wasn't even me, that was Phoenix. You're a dumbass. That's just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright. Actually, we can differentiate between millions of types of with all the blood tests out there, which means that we can more or less narrow any sample of blood down to just one person. Or so I hear. That's pretty specific. If I had a little more time, I would have gone DNA test results. But they said there's very little doubt it could be anyone's but Miss Lana Sky's. So the suspect's blood was found on the victim's shoe. That ties her directly to the death of Detective Goodman. I was afraid he was gonna say that. That wasn't even me that made that stupid-ass move. Check. What the? There's blood here too. On the sole of the shoe, it's got to be the victim's. He must have stepped in a puddle of his own blood. All this blood, it's horrible. This blood might be an important clue. Yeah, agreed. Why is it on the bottom? Why is it not WASD? It's my sister's, right? It appears so. Lana's right hand was bandaged when I saw her in jail. She must have cut herself at the time of the crime. What's this? I can't let this evidence go through without a fight. You ordered the peppered fish guts, right? Some like it hot, Mr. Wright. Some like your client, she's in hot enough water. She's in enough hot water to make a whole vat of soup. Mr. Wright. Do you or don't you have a problem with this shoe? A problem. This is critical. Is there a problem with the victim's shoe? Yeah, there's a problem. There's blood on the bottom of it, and there was no blood found on the floor. Why would there be blood on the bottom of the shoe if she stabbed him and all the blood came from upwards? There's no blood on the floor. There's a problem. I'm not imagining things. I said there's one critical problem with this evidence, a clear contradiction. That gleam in your eyes. You're still young, rookie. I'd give you a peppered fish gut now, but you couldn't take the heat, could you? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What's contradictory about a victim's shoe? Shows the problems with this evidence. H, N, Q, M. How do I move them?
Take that!
I wonder if you noticed. There's blood on the bottom of this shoe. Don't mess with me, rookie, or it'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe. Indeed, there is quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe. It makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradictory about blood on the bottom of his shoe? No blood on the floor! No blood on the floor! This! Wait. Anything else in my other evidence? Here goes nothing, guys and gals.
Take that!
The problem lies in the footprint. The footprint? Note that the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then, isn't it strange? Why weren't any bloody footprints found by the scene of the crime? Aha! As you can see, there was no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about this shoe.
Objection!
This picture only shows part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints. There were none found! Then where are they, Mr. Edgeworth? Because we checked the scene and found nothing of the sort. Order! 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 Well, witness? What? Huh? Great going, Mr. Wright. But it's true that the lack of a footprint is a contradiction, but then we have to ask, why wasn't there a footprint? Oh! That's true, there has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint. Think, Mr. Wright, think. Hey, I don't know why it's not there. I'm just good at finding contradictions. What? Was it Mr. again? Why does he not have a voice clip for Hold It? I see. Now I get it. Get what? Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We're hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. There is one vital hint of the truth in her testimony. But what are you talking about? Think back to when she told us about apprehending the suspect. Knocked over a water tank. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hand aside, kicked over an oil drum. Oh, she's beautiful but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Roar! I thought that was a strange thing for the normally cool-headed chief to do. No kidding. Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty? Oh, that? I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. Though apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory. Witness, well? Was the oil drum empty? The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. Water? What does that mean? It washed away the footprints, dummy! Still don't get it, Mr. Wright? You want to know the real reason she knocked it over? The reason she knocked it over? The real reason? Aha! You don't mean... Yeah, the suspect kicked over that oil drum for one reason and one reason alone. To erase the bloodstains that would become evidence against her. Wow! That ties things up quite nicely. The bloodstains left at the victim's shoe tie her quite clearly to this murder. And then, after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs. Right, that's a prosecutor's specialty, erasing evidence. That reminds me, Miss Sky's right hand was hurt. Didn't she say she cut herself when she stabbed him? She'd. So that's when my sister's blood got on the shoe. Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial. Mr. Wright, do something. Please. But what? What can I do? Your sister has confessed to the crime and she tried to conceal it. But... Enough. There's no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor. Very well. But Angel Star's on the prosecution's side. She could have been lying about the water. This court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Sky. Little girl, what did you just say? Huh? Me? You say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution's side. Well, yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid evidence by erasing the bloody footprints. Well, I thought you'd had your fill, but here you are, demanding a second helping. Another lunchbox. A lunchbox called evidence. Wait, evidence. Don't tell me you have something else.
Objection!
The time for deliberations is past. Any further comments, and you will be held in contempt of court. Your threats don't scare the cough up to me. Look at this. A photograph? I had it in case anyone had the gall to suggest that the white shoe didn't belong to the victim. I see no room for error in this evidence. Mr. Wright, wait. Look at the asphalt in this photo. I can't see it. The text box. Hey, it's clearly wet. Erasing the last trace of doubt from the court's mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help after all. It's not your fault. I knew I couldn't win this case in the beginning. And it seems this is what your sister wanted anyway. I need to object. I'm sorry, Mia. Right. Wet or not, don't be so quick to throw in the towel. Yes! Get yourself off the asphalt. Take another good look. Don't give up. Not until the bitter end. This is the last piece of evidence. Very well. This time I'd like to declare a verdict for good.
Objection!
Yes. Your Honor, wait. What is it with you people? Why can't I have that my verdicts in peace anymore? Whatever it is, can wait. No, it can't. Then it will be too late. Look at this photograph, the last one submitted. This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration. So, right. Are you saying there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence? Yeah, I'll think later. Yeah, there's a problem. Right or wrong, I've got to go ahead with this. Okay. I suppose since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright. Ah, crap, it's gonna be another choice. Problem in this photograph. That looks like a problem.
Take that!
Here, what's this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler. Oh, thank goodness. The problem in this picture is this. Wait just a moment, Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honor? You just said muffler. However, I see no trace of a muffler or scarf of any kind in this photograph. A car's muffler, you dunderhead! A muffler is also a part of a car or motorcycle, Your Honor. On a car or motorcycle, Honor. Just think of it as part of the exhaust system, a pipe. I see, and I see. What's that suspicious-looking claw sticking out of the car's muffler? So what if there's something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case? Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Objection!
Sorry, Miss Starr, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony. What? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind. Tell us why you think this piece of the car muffler is related to this case. This has to be it, right?
Take that!
Miss Starr, recall your testimony for the court. Yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. Muffler. Yuck. Could it be that the muffler you had mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so... What? Ow! Ugh. It seems we'll have to suspend the proceedings. Indeed. Sorry, guys. I'll be right back. In the morning. Right then, apologies for that. It took me almost 24 hours to get back to this because, well, I haven't had a chance to be on my computer all day. Anyway, doesn't change the fact that this is where we are. Well, it seems we'll have to suspend the proceedings. Suspend? I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If we leave any question unanswered here, we do a disservice to the law. Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we've seen all the evidence. Agreed? I suppose so. Phew. Phew. That was close. But we made it, at least for now. This court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime after all. He's still hungry? That was an error that said judge. Please. Alright, due to the to be continued, I'm gonna end this episode here. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed that video. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. This is Time Fly 845 signing out. Goodbye.